Good evening. You're watching Brass Tacks with me, Akanksha Swaroop. We're coming live to you from CNN News 18 Primetime Studio, presented by Green Lamb Laminates. Pushpa 2 is breaking all box office records since its release, but a woman is dead and her child still struggling for life. And the controversy over the stampede during the movie screening refuses to die down. From Allu Arjun's arrest to release to bail to the charges that have been traded by the actor and the state government. On Saturday, Allu Arjun termed the accusations over the Sandhya Theatre Stampede as a part of a campaign of character assassination, as the Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy said the actor was denied permission for the visit by the police. Now, countering Pushpa 2 star, Hyderabad Police has also made shocking accusations against the actor. Despite his denial of all allegations, the authorities have now released a video that presents evidence to support their claims. The fallout of this entire episode has reached Allu Arjun's doorstep, quite literally. Some persons holding placards in their hands suddenly rushed to the residence of actor Allu Arjun in Jubilee Hills and started sloganeering last evening. One of them mounted the compound and started throwing tomatoes and stones. They manhandled the security personnel and damaged flower pots. But what's turned heads is an alleged political connection to that vandalism. In fact, a photo war has now erupted. This over one of the rioters, Reddy Srinivas's link to the BRS in the past and currently Congress. The major twist in the tale comes after a video of the accused Reddy Srinivas came to the fore, where he can be seen thanking people for electing him as the Congress Youth President from Kodangal. He can be heard thanking Chief Minister Revanth Reddy in this video. Congress had earlier alleged that the accused had links with BRS and was close to its working president KTR. This is the saga so far, one that raises key questions. Is an actor responsible for handling crowds? Or is it the job of the authorities? But then also, what is the role of the actor here? The moot question being, who has failed? The Telangana government or the superstar National Award winner Allu Arjun? Arjun has found himself in the middle of a legal mess. This is regarding the Sandhya Theatre Stampede, which resulted in Allu Arjun getting arrested and then released a day after. On 4th of December, let me take you through that entire timeline. Allu Arjun, along with co-star Rashmika Mandanna and wife Allu Sneha Reddy, attended the Pushpa 2 premiere at the Sandhya Theatre, which allegedly caused a stampede and thus resulted in the death of a female fan named Revati. She was a mother. On December 6th, Allu Arjun expressed his devastation over the entire incident because, remember, her child still is struggling for life. He announced a contribution of 25 lakh rupees along with coverage of the injured son's medical expenses. The tragedy sent shockwaves across the country. A case was filed against the management of Sandhya Theatre, Allu Arjun and his security team as well. The charges were that of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder under Section 105 and voluntarily causing grievous hurt under Section 113 of the BNS, even 3(5) of the BNS Act. After 7 days, Allu Arjun was arrested by the Hyderabad Police, following which he was remanded to 14-day judicial custody by a local court. After spending a night in Hyderabad Central Jail, South superstar was released after being granted bail by the Telangana High Court. However, the situation has escalated last evening after a group of protesters pelted stones at the actor's residence and vandalized property. 6 have been arrested for vandalism by police, but however, they were also released on bail on a surety of 10,000 rupees. The controversy surrounding the Pushpa 2 stars shows no signs of simmering down, with Telugu actor also repeatedly claiming his innocence and authorities and Telangana government blaming the actor for this entire mishap, which led to the death of this woman, Revati. The Hyderabad Police has now shared CCTV footage from Sandhya Theatre, which captures Allu Arjun and his team exiting the premises under tight police security after the stampede broke out. This follows Allu Arjun's statement during an impromptu press conference a day earlier, where he asserted that no police personnel had approached him at the theatre to ask him to leave because of the ongoing stampede back then. So what happened on 4th of December? According to the cops claim that at 9:35 p.m., despite police permission being denied, Allu Arjun visited the theatre here where Pushpa 2 was being screened. In roughly 45 minutes, 9:45, the actor and his family entered the theatre in different cars. By this time, the crowd surged. Situation outside escalated rapidly, which led to the stampede. Cops further claim that at 10:45 p.m. they requested Allu Arjun's team to convey the gravity of the situation, but there was no immediate response from the actor or his team. At 11:40 p.m., the police official informed Arjun about the stampede and the woman's death and asked him to leave. He claims the latter insisted on leaving only after watching the film. And at 12:10 a.m., the actor and his family members were escorted out of the theatre by the police. Despite warnings, he waved to the crowd again outside the theatre, the visuals of which are on your screen. But Allu Arjun's team, in fact, is pleading innocence. On that note, we will in fact be probing that question. Whose failure is it? Is it the Telangana government or superstar Allu Arjun?
మా ఇంటి బయట జరిగింది అంతా చూశారు మీరు. కానీ ప్రస్తుతం
going and then attacking is not acceptable. This kind of attitude by the Revanth Reddy government and the Telangana police is not acceptable.
We are not going to encourage anybody who would be doing that sort of thing. Definitely we would like to condemn, and action will be taken according to law.
On that note, let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I'm joined in by Ms. Rachna Reddy, who's a spokesperson for the Telangana Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm also joined in by Ms. Navika Harsha, who's a spokesperson for the Congress Party, Krishank Mane, who's a spokesperson for the BRS, and Mr. Vikram Singh, who's a former IPS officer. Many thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in. Navika, first of all, I want to ask you with the mood question everybody's been trying to answer today. Is Srinivas Reddy not a Congress politician?
First, Akanksha, I would like to say that what has happened is terrible, and the Congress government and the government of Telangana does not subscribe to this violence. And this is whoever has done it, we have arrested them, and the law will take its own course. And we will also make sure that, like every other citizen in this state, Mr. Allu Arjun also feels safe and is not threatened by random gundas and loon.
So are you saying that Srinivas Reddy is a gunda and somebody who's in fact been associated with your party? Please answer if he's associated with your party.
Associated with the BRS. I mean, we have seen photographs coming out of him being with the BRS. I don't know how suddenly he's become a Congress leader. And there are videos also going around in which he's talking about how Ramanna is going to save him. And the only Ramanna that is there in Telangana who's powerful enough to save him.
So Navika, how do you respond to the video that's been doing the rounds? Are you saying it's a fake video where he's clearly thanking Chief Minister Revanth Reddy for his own victory over there?
I can say I'm best friends with Modi. Unless Mr. Narendra Modi knows who I am, that has no credibility.
Okay, then let's talk about credibility here. Why is the Congress website talking, is clearly on record over here? It's stating that the Indian Youth Congress president over here of Kodangal, which is the Chief Minister's constituency, names Srinivas Reddy. Navika?
He has openly said he belongs to the Joint Action Committee of Osmania University. Let people identify themselves by what they claim
that
to be.
He is part of.
Yes. They're from JSC, then they're from the JSC. And see, if he's our person, why would we arrest him? He's arrested and he's behind bars. And the Chief Minister himself tweeted out saying that the DGP is going to arrest him. So obviously he's not.
Just a very simple question I have. No. I have a very simple question, Navika. Why is the Indian Youth Congress website calling him the president of Kodangal?
He's not a member of the Congress party. And you know, people now, because we're in power, random people have been claiming they're in the Congress party. Overnight,
so are you saying that your website is also providing an official platform to these random people?
Why would we do that? People claim
this is somebody. So are you saying that he has not fought the local body elections on behalf of the Congress party?
He has not, and we have no idea who he is. He's not a congressman. We have seen photographs of him with KTR. We have seen photographs of him with
All right, let me
VRS
quickly bring
everywhere.
in
Now,
Krishank Mane. Krishank Mane, how do you come up with that rebuttal? I mean, right now, suddenly the argument is being turned towards how his association's been with KTR and pictures are speaking for themselves.
Akanksha ji, it's really shocking that the Congress takes to lies on national channel. Yes, I have the audacity to accept honestly that in 2016, for 15 days, this Reddy Srinivas was a part of our party. I agree, 15 days, but not an office bearer. Having pictures with leaders is different. We are not saying if he has pictures with KTR or Revant Reddy. But what about being an office bearer, Akanksha ji? Office bearer of not any era-gera constituency, of Chief Minister Revant
But
Reddy
Navika
ji's
here is even denying that he's an office bearer on behalf of the Congress party. This when their own website has mentioned it.
This is a very popular newspaper in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, Sakshi. In Telugu, it reads, and this is not old news. I'm not showing you a news of 2014 or 2020 or something. This is December 4th, 2024. This month, this year, when the Youth Congress elections results were announced, this particular Reddy Srinivas accused is emerging as a winner of Chief Minister Revant Reddy's constituency as the Youth Congress president. And yes, as you rightly pointed out, this is the official document from the website where he also contested as a local body candidate of the Zilla Parishad elections as a INC candidate from the same Revant Reddy's constituency. No normal guy will get such great opportunity of being the Youth Congress president unless he is a close aide of the local MLA, which is none other than the Chief Minister Revant Reddy. Number one. Coming to this whole issue, we are surprised and shocked that why is Congress party and Revant Reddy taking this whole issue so personal? Revant Reddy speaks in the assembly on a matter which is sub judice. Let the court decide if Allu Arjun is wrong or not. Let the court decide. He is out on a conditional bail. But Chief Minister Revant Reddy Garu speaks about this for 1 hour. 1 long hour in assembly. Number one, he says Allu Arjun did not lose his leg. Allu Arjun did not lose his hand. Allu Arjun did not lose his eye. What kind of language is this? And one more thing. After this incident, an assistant commissioner of police holds a press meet. Of course, later he was suspended, agree. But you know what he speaks in the press meet? We will skin Allu Arjun. We will remove Allu Arjun's skill. We will teach him a lesson. What precedence is happening in Telangana today? Chief Minister speaks against an actor, followed by an assistant commissioner of police threatens an actor, and then Congress, Youth Congress, president of Revant Reddy's constituency goes to vandalize the residence. It's a failure of law and order.
It is a failure, and that's why I
raise
quickly...
my case.
All right, I'm just going to quickly bring in Rachna Reddy on that note. Rachna, you know, many are saying that it is the BJP and the BRS which are trying to draw political mileage of this, and this is only because it's a political vendetta. You also accused that right now the Congress is gunning, in fact, baying for Allu Arjun's blood because he did not campaign for Congress during the Lok Sabha elections. Why are you calling this a political vendetta?
Firstly, Akanksha, the political vendetta is being carried out by Congress. Here, I am not saying that Allu Arjun and the rest of his clique or his bouncers and the management of Sandhya Theatre are not liable for culpable homicide not amounting to murder on December 4th. But then the law is taking its own course there. Yes, permissions were not granted. However, there was a huge rally, etc. And then it resulted in this unfortunate incident. The stampede happened, a death, and an entire family destroyed, and a child is struggling.
Right.
That is horrible. But then that is in a court of law. There is no reason to politicize it. That is what we are saying. I am not for a second, even as part of BJP, supporting Allu Arjun or supporting his status as a celebrity or an actor because of what has happened on December 4th.
No, but Rachna, the question everybody also wants to ask over here is that why are you in fact saying that this is also a move that is going against the Telangana film industry, something that the Congress party is saying that we've always extended support to the Telangana film industry. Please keep this Stampede incident separated from the film industry. Don't make this an issue about the film industry. Bandi Sanjay has gone on to say that this is an action which is not just against Allu Arjun but also against the Telangana film industry.
The case per se, Akanksha, I'm a lawyer as well. The
Yes.
case per se is following its due course. The due course of the law is being followed. He's out on interim bail. How far he's violated the conditions of his interim bail by holding an impromptu press meet when the case is sub judice is for the courts to decide. What I'm stating here is that this constant repetition and this constant threat of a celebrity, that could be a reason where the entire film industry could be threatened at this point of time. That is the issue here. See, there is a case, there is an unfortunate incident, a case has been lodged, the due course of the law is being followed.
All right.
But talking about it in the assembly for such a long time, when you ought to be passing bills, when there are several incidents such as this, like recently an ST girl at a Gurukul, through food poisoning, she died. No kind of humanitarian aid towards her. There is another, I mean, strangely speaking, there is another suicide in Revanth Reddy's own constituency in Kodangal,
Right.
where the suicide victim has written the names of Revanth Reddy and his brothers as a reason for the suicide. We are not outrightly blaming him, but at least an investigation into that matter has to go, or at least inform the public as to what is going on. If you are so concerned about transparency, so why are you not talking about that, and why are you only talking about Allu Arjun and this
All right,
Stampede
Navika,
incident?
how do you
And-
respond to that? Do you not agree that the government in Telangana, including even the likes of, say, opposition members, like, let's talk about how he has been maligned on the floor of the House. You're saying that he celebrated the Stampede when he was informed by saying that, okay, the film is going to be a hit. That is what an Akbaruddin Owaisi has said. Even the Chief Minister, Revanth Reddy, has in whatever comments that he had to make in the assembly, it seems that he's already drawn a conclusion that Allu Arjun was very much, he had a malified intent, and that he was equally part of that stampede by calling him inhuman. Allu Arjun has, of course, called this as character assassination. Do you agree this is character assassination?
No, I think here we're jumping the gun and we're going all over the place. The main thing is that when we look at it, the Telangana government has done everything by the law, and whatever has to be done at every stage, we've done. Allu Arjun, there was a stampede. Unfortunately, there was a death, and there was a certain amount of insensitivity also on the part of the actor. When he was informed, he could have been slightly more sensitive to what was happening. There was no need to go out and then wave at the crowds when you know something like this has happened. And I think that is one of the reasons Allu Arjun was also arrested. And second, again, Allu Arjun is also a citizen of the state, and it is our responsibility to protect him. So when he has been attacked today, the police acted. All the people who attacked him were arrested. They're in jail. What else does the state do? Now the law will take its own course. We are trying to
I'll
constantly
tell
give
you
it a
what the
political
state can do. The state can be honest. The state can be honest
Yes.
about the vandals,
Yes.
about the identity of
You're
those
right.
vandals, and even if they
Yeah.
are associated with your party, it
They were
calls for
arrested.
immediate suspension. But if you will
They
lie
were
through your
arrested.
teeth,
They were arrested, madam. They were arrested. Let's not
at
forget
least
that.
acknowledge the real identity of these perpetrators. Krishank Mane, I see Krishank wants to make a point.
They were invited.
Akanksha
And we
ji.
are making this
Akanksha ji.
unnecessarily political when it's an issue which has
Krishank
been
wants to
handled
make a
properly.
point. Navika Ashay, let him make a point.
Akanksha ji, the right point you've mentioned is about being honest. How can we actually trust that the police department is speaking the truth? Because number one, if what police has recently released on social media, a letter that permission was rejected, then why wasn't this produced in the court when the honorable judge asked? When the honorable judge asked that the so-and-so theatre has sought a permission, then have you rejected it? Show us that. You did not. You chose a handwritten note to release on social media. Number one, okay. Even if the permission was not there, When Allu Arjun visited to the theatre, what did the police do? You should have stopped him. You should have taken him into custody. Say that, boss, you do not have permission. Instead, you escorted him inside, escorted him back outside again. And we do not see anywhere in the FIR at least one section saying that Allu Arjun has obstructed government servant from doing his duties. So do you think you're legally right today? And now you release, 24 hours before on Congress IT wing social media handles, we see the visuals coming out. Same thing, the Hyderabad Police is releasing it on their official website. You should be producing it to the court rather than playing this political game in assembly or on social media platforms.
How was Navika Harshay, was he, when he permission, as is being claimed by the Telangana police, was not, he was not permitted to go ahead and permission was denied, then how was he allowed to go ahead with that road show? If Allu Arjun is not above the law, the arrest should have happened when he in fact went ahead with that road show. The arrest didn't happen back then. Why didn't the arrest happen then?
So now we're saying we should have arrested him earlier. I just want to get back to Krishank's point, where he's now doubting the police. The police.
Let me tell you, Navika, nobody is here fighting a case for Allu Arjun. We are saying that let law take its own course. Neither I nor the opposition spokespersons over here are supporting what has happened. But what we are asking is how the law and order is in fact operating in Hyderabad. And the fact that that should have been a topic of discussion. No. Navika, you will say that we are digressing.
Question the integrity of the Telangana police. Please, let us be clear
on that. Of
course
we will. It's been over 34,000 cases in Hyderabad alone. Do you not agree that there's been an alarming rise in crime? A superstar's residence has been attacked overnight. This is not just a regular superstar, he's also a national award winner. He is being attacked by vandals who belong to the ruling party. That's a shame. Close to 35,000 cases of crime recorded in Hyderabad in 2024 alone. Navika Harshay, should this not have been a cause of concern for the Telangana government while addressing the Telangana Assembly?
He has been arrested.
Akanksha, let me put it on record here.
He's part of the Congress, but he's been arrested. And why are we questioning the integrity of the police department?
Because you allowed that road show if there was no permission granted. How did you allow that road show? And then when I'm sure you will agree that when Allu Arjun was given bail, when he was granted bail, it was because of the inability of the Hyderabad police to present that denial of permission. That is one factor.
Either granted, only when it's granted you go ahead. It is never assumed granted.
All right, let me quickly bring in Vikram Singh on that note.
Akanksha, I would like to put one line in record.
All right, 30 seconds quickly. I need to go to Mr. Vikram Singh. He's been very patiently awaiting his turn.
Why are we questioning the policies? Yesterday, the Hyderabad Police Commissioner went overboard and blamed the entire national media, saying that the national media is bought over. And when the journalists and social media called out for it, then this morning he apologized. Why are the tempers so high? Why should the police actually, play such fields that call out national media, saying the entire national media is bought over, that they are campaigning for Allu Arjun? The malified intentions that the police is trying to shield Revanth Reddy and Congress party or the government, which has taken it personal.
All right. Krishank, I'm not really surprised because it's always the media which is standing there to receive the brickbats. So that's really not surprising. But Mr. Vikram Singh, if I could quickly bring you in on the lacunas that you have personally observed, because on one hand, Allu Arjun and his team have been steadfast in maintaining that they had no information about the Stampede, which is why he left when he did leave. And on the other hand, you have the ACP, in fact, going ahead and saying that no, Allu Arjun was very much in the loop about the scenario outside. How does that impact the entire investigation? Not to forget that there's no CCTV footage sort of establishing or corroborating the fact that Allu Arjun was informed by the police there.
Akanksha, the sumptuous takeaway from your debate is the state should have been honest. And dishonesty seems to be the backbone of the entire episode. Number one, it is the job of the police and the administration to give fail-proof and foolproof security, whether the permission is given or not given. Presuming that the permission was given, it was a job to do it. Presuming that the permission was not given, then you should have banned that procession. You should have banned and ensured that no superstar visited the Sandhya Theatre also. You seem to be waiting for a catastrophe to happen and allowed the grass to grow underneath your feet. And therefore, I would say the primary role is that of the local police. You slept over the situation and allowed it by the policy of drift, as we call in the police. The policy of drift to be a mute spectator and then to rise after the incident has happened. Now, coming to the fact, the ACP, if there's 1% truth in what Mr. Mane says, I think the ACP behaved in an extremely unprofessional manner, and suspension is very mild a punishment for a person who speaks in this intemperate language. And to Allu Arjun, I would say that if his house has been vandalized, it is the job of the local police to ensure protection to each and everyone. This was something that was predictable. This was on the cards. This could be cited by a professional officer that it was something in the horizon and that was preventable. Now to say that action was taken, they were arrested, this was handled with kid gloves. And the manner in which it was done, I would strongly recommend that better late than never, invoke the provisions of the National Security Act, Subclause 1, public order, and see to it that they are behind bars for 12 months and not bailed out in the next day after 24 hours.
All right.
Thank you, Akanksha.
Navika, Harshay, how do you respond to that, considering the vandals have already received bail?
I'm guessing here again, I would like to say the law will take its own course. I thank Mr. Vikram Singh for his inputs, and I think they were very important. And I've always said this. See, we've always let the law take its own course. We arrested Allu Arjun when the time came, and the police reacted at this point and arrested the vandals. So Allu Arjun or the other citizens, all citizens are the same before the law, at least in the state of Telangana now, under the Congress government. I don't know how it was earlier, and I don't know why we should question the integrity of the police, especially since...
Why stress?
Rachna, go ahead.
Bhavika ji,
No, let Rachna make her
I just
point.
have-
Rachna.
I'm the point I was trying to make prior and even now. I mean, why are we constantly haggling about Allu Arjun's case only? His case, whatever it is, it's in a court of law. What about all the other cases, other similar cases? Did you exhibit the same kind of humanitarian feeling or grounds? Because the ST girl who died recently, food poisoning in your Kurukul, another suicide of a woman in your chief minister's constituency, here naming the chief minister and the brothers as the reason for her death. Why are you not speaking about that? Where is the investigation in that? Why
I'm talking about
selective
Hyderabad
treatment?
alone. Navika, there is no response from you when we are talking about law and order overall in Hyderabad. I just quoted you the figure. It's over 34,000 cases. Nearly 35,000 have been recorded in 2024 alone.
Cases of?
Crime.
41% rise. 41% rise in the crime
Crime.
rate.
These
as
are
released
NCB
yesterday.
figures that I'm giving to you.
41. And the source is what? Sorry? Is
The
it
NCB?
NCBR?
Hyderabad Police Commissioner press meet yesterday. The annual report of the Hyderabad Police Commissioner.
Navika,
This is the source.
you know, we can go on and on and on and get into all kind of whataboutery, make generic comments like the case will follow its own legal course, but you're not going to really, escape culpability for the actions that have been displayed so far as the Telangana government is concerned. Rachna Reddy, quick thoughts from you, because we've heard the BJP call this political vendetta. Why are you calling this a case of political vendetta when the original complaint was filed by the husband of the deceased, Revati's husband?
The political vendetta does not come out of the fact of the legal case. The legal case, the complaint has been filed by the deceased Revati's husband. That is going. The political vendetta comes from the fact where the chief minister targets one individual whose case is already sub judice, gives an hour-long or more actually, or more explanation on that on the last day of the assembly, when many bills have not been passed, and then forces that accused who should not have done that, who should not have held a press meet. You're A11 in a case. completely face the law and then talk about it. But when the case was sub judice, he went out and he gave a press conference. And then the next day, the law enforcement comes out with its own, with the entire battery of evidence that ought to have been presented in a court of law. So why this legal spectacle?
All right.
This ought to have been a legal spectacle in a court of law, not in the court of the public opinion. That is where the political vendetta of swerving opinions one way or the other when a case is sub judice happens.
All right.
And this kind of treatment and attention is not being given to any other case.
Vikram
And
Singh,
the
I'd like your
administration
closing
is in a
thoughts.
standstill.
Since Rachna Reddy talked about the legal spectacle, one that is also now in the political ambit, I'd like to quickly bring you in. How crucial is it now to prove the criminal intent of Allu Arjun to even demand his punishment? Because I'm going to quickly resort to the example of 2017 when there was a stampede and a similar death happened while Shah Rukh Khan was promoting his movie in 2017. The Supreme Court said that we cannot establish any kind of malified intent behind this. Henceforth, he should be deemed as innocent. Do you think that that playbook also applies here to the case of Allu Arjun?
Very much, Akanksha. There are learned panelists in your show, and I would say that mens rea or a guilty intent is the basis of any criminal jurisprudence or fixing responsibility when it comes to a criminal fixing of responsibility. If there is a criminal intent, there is malice, a case is made out. If there is no mens rea or a criminal intent, then there is no case made out. And I would say that what happened to Shah Rukh Khan should also, that same rule book should apply to Allu Arjun also.
And that's why I quickly want to ask you, do you think that the Telangana police has failed in doing its own duty?
Very much. The Telangana duty, I say, it was the responsibility to give fail-proof and foolproof security, irrespective of the advanced security laser. It may or may not have happened. But that doesn't absolve the Telangana police of not providing fail-proof and foolproof security.
Absolutely. Many thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in. In fact, the real intention is what that needs to be probed. And as far as the Telangana police is concerned, I'm sure they'll understand that with great power comes great responsibility. And that's also applied to the film icons and the role that they play in our society. And with that, let me shift focus